welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Bantu. Call me just a Bantu. Call me call me Bantu. Call me just a Bantu. Okay. Hi loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here or if you're a returning subscriber, the oldies know that for the longest time I had like the worst cramps, like the worst period cramps, and then I was diagnosed with ovarian cysts. That's the story for another day. It's a story for another day, trust you me. But I had like at that time I had very heavy flow. Like it's as though, let me just put a disclaimer in the beginning of this video. Just if the talking about period blood and blood disgusts you, this is not the video for you. Click out and go. This is not the video for you. Okay, so now that they have gone, I used to have, at the time when I was told I had ovarian cyst, like blood used to gush out of me, literally that bad, and they constantly just used to misdiagnose me until like I saw a very good gynecologist. If you're in Nakuru, Dr. Tsimbiri, you know her, right? She's very good. I always recommend her. So up until then, until now, I still have very bad cramps. So the other day, like 3 months ago, I was talking to a friend, and then I was like, oh, I have like the worst cramps or not. I have bad cramps. So she was like, Mbono hujakunywa Arorwet? I was like, what's Arorwet? Because I think I had heard about it in the back of my mind up to 2019, 2018, somewhere around there. But it slipped my mind, like sikuwaifikiria about it again up until like then. So when she told me, I like went into a rabbit hole. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I went into a rabbit hole. Like I went to YouTube, I followed them on Instagram, I checked out all the Instagram stories and all that. That day, like literally when she was telling me, it was the second last or the last day of my period, and I had bad periods. Like I had bad cramps. I had like very bad cramps, like staying in bed the whole day kind of cramps. Do you understand? So when I told her about that, she was like, go try it out. So I went, I checked out the YouTube videos and all that. So the following day I went to Tao, and immediately I got the Arorite. Like, yeah, I saw like some very good reviews about it, especially in regards to period pain. Yeah, and I tried it out. So in case you are new and you genuinely do not know what Arorite is, this is how it looks. It's called Arorwet. I don't know if the camera is focusing. It's called Arorwet. It's by Harriet Botanicals. So if you want to check them out, just go to Google and search Harriet Botanicals, or go to Facebook or Instagram. You'll find their page. They have a couple of other medicinal products, but I just decided to go with the Arorwet, mainly for cramps, and I see if my flow could reduce. Okay. So Arorite has so many uses. It helps with clearing. I think I should just read from their page, right? From their website: reproductive and digestive health for women, traditional indigenous product, organic product, alleviates symptoms associated with infertility, endometriosis, PCOS, adenomyosis, fibroid, cysts, irregular menses, painful menses, blocked tube, hormonal imbalance, a urinary tract infection. Strictly adult product, not suitable for pregnant or lactating women, not compatible with birth control, not compatible with allopathic hormonal intervention unless advised by your gynecologist, compatible with painkillers, antibiotics, and other treatments for other diseases. Store in a cool, dry place. So you've read about all the uses. So for me personally, I just wanted the menses to go away, because my friend was like, she never, sometimes she forgets she had periods. Like for her it is like just easy, but for me on the other end, I have to use like the most heaviest tampon. I put the thickest pad, because like that's how bad my flow is. And for the longest time I used to have black bed sheets on the bed, because it was automatic. The first few days I just have to stain my bed. It was automatic. I didn't even want to leave the house or go somewhere the first 2-3 days of my periods, because I had a 6 to 7 day period. So the first 3 days were included just me sitting in the house, because I don't want to go sit in someone's sofa and wake up and stain it. I know there are people who understand what I'm saying, and I know there are people who are like, if you're like lucky, like my sister's period like only lasts literally 1.5 days, and she doesn't even need pads. Anyway, let me just not digress. So this was my story for the longest time. I needed to, you understand, like I had to go to the toilet every other time. If I leave the house, I have to go to the toilet every other time and just make sure that I'm not staining people's beds or sofas, or yeah, you understand, you get it. So, and before you come here and tell me, oh, you should see a doctor, trust you me, I went to the gyna and she was like, you just have a heavy flow, because she could not literally see anything wrong with me. Like I told you in the beginning, I had ovarian cysts around about 2018, and they were like really bad. My ovarian cysts were very bad. I never wish that thing on anyone. If you've ever had ovarian cysts, you know the problems and the trouble you go through. Kwanza, the pain was like very excruciating. So but anyway, let me not digress. So before someone comes and, oh, you should trust you me, this is not the day. You can do it another day, but not today, okay? But yeah, so for the longest time I had like the worst period cramps and periods and everything. So I decided to try this. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, I started it on my the second day after finishing my periods, okay? The first time I bought my first bottle was 8th of mwezi wa tano. What is mwezi wa tano? Oh, January, February, March, April, May. So May, 8th of May, I bought my first bottle. I drank it the following day on 9th. Gosh, does that mean you now know when my period is coming? Anyway, we need to be transparent with these things, right? It's not like it's a bad thing if you do. Because one thing about my period, it comes the exact every day. Like, it doesn't hesitate. I've always had a very, very regular cycle. Okay, the first bottle haikukua kali, it was like manageable. So I drink my first bottle, I finish it. So I wait for my period. Is my period coming? Absolutely not. My period said, bye-bye, see you later. And then at that time, like, I went to TikTok and everybody was getting this, what are they called? These pregnancies that you don't know you're pregnant until you're pregnant. So I started questioning myself so much, and I am like, was my last period really a period? Because these ladies were like saying how they got their periods during all this time. So I was so worried. I'm waiting for my period. My period is not coming. So I was like, wow, okay, what's happening? At this point, I've already finished my first bottle of Arorwet. Okay, so I wait. Is my period coming? It's late. So, because technically, if we were to speak, my period was supposed to come on the 1st of the other month. So it stayed, and it finally came on the 15th. So it literally delayed by 2 weeks. Yeah, it literally delayed by 2 weeks. At this point, I had like forgotten completely about this. I was like, okay, bye, I'm living my own life. I'm continuing on with life. So the period, one of the things that it did is it disrupted my cycle. So, and that I was so worried, and I had to call them. So I called them, I explained to them what happened, and then they're like, are you sure you're not pregnant? I'm like, I'm sure I'm not pregnant, because I was sure I'm not pregnant. I'm not sexually active. So they're like, oh, okay, if you're sure you're not pregnant, then that's normal. It actually affects your cycle. So I wish I had called them earlier other than overthinking, because yo guys, I'm an overthinker. I'm an overthinker. Don't be like me, don't be an overthinker. So I'm an overthinker. I wish I had called them earlier. So I called them, she assured me, she told me like, well, did you have any changes? So I'm like, literally, I've not had a change. And then you guys in my DMs, they're like, any changes? You finished your first bottle, any changes? I'm like, yo, I have no changes. I can't tell you of anything, okay? So by the time my second period came, I noticed that it was a little bit milder, but not as bad as it was before. So this was the first period I'm getting after doing the bottle of Arorite. Now I'm on my second bottle of Arorite. It was a little bit lighter compared to... Oh yeah, and that's another thing I noticed. Like my menses were lighter. Like the general appearance, the color of it changed. It was now looking a little bit lighter compared to how it used to look, red. And then, like I said, and then like I used to get clots once in a while. I didn't experience clots this time. So that was one of the things I noticed. So next, I finished my second bottle, and then again, this thing has disrupted my flow, right? By the time I'm getting my menses, I've literally finished my second bottle and I'm almost starting my third bottle. The second menses I got after starting my Arorite, my period days reduced from the normal 6, 7, and it reduced to 4 days. Yeah, I'm looking at the app. It reduced to, I only had menses for 4 days. Out of the 4 days, the second day was the worst. The second day I had very excruciating rolling in the bed kind of pain, which I took painkillers. I slept it off, and then I started feeling a little bit better. But the other days, I literally used to forget I have my period. Like, it used to just... I had to constantly remind myself that, hey, you're on your period, go change. You get it? But that's something that before I started drinking Arorite, I used to like feel the blood coming out. But now I barely felt it. I don't know if you understand. So that's another thing that happened. I barely felt it, and I felt like I'm forgetting I'm on my period. So I had like to put a timer on my phone to go change my tampon. So that's another improvement I felt, and the reduction in days of my period. After that, again, I took another break, and now I'm on my third bottle. Yeah. So how do I take Arorite? I'm taking Arorite like 3 tablespoons, or if you have a short glass. Tablespoon ni ile kijiko ya kukula. So early in the morning, first thing when you wake up, you drink Arorite on an empty stomach before you eat anything. Discipline. You drink Arorite. Yeah. Or I usually use a shot glass. Yeah. So in case I feel any other changes, or I'll let you know, guys, like how the next menses are. Okay, we have to wait a while though. We're already in August, so we're getting it in a few days. So not so far, right? Yep, we have 2 weeks to go. So I'll let you know how it is, but let me know like your thoughts, or if you've ever tried out Arorite, how did it go for you? Where did you hear about it? I'll make sure I leave their details in the description box. But if you're in Nairobi, they're located in Sawa Mall. I'll just leave their details here. You can just walk in and buy. And if you're in the diaspora, I know that they send a bottle out, I think for a minimum of $15. And that includes shipping. I'm not so sure. Just talk to them. And you need to take 3 bottles. You need to buy minimum of 3 bottles in order for them to ship it out for you. Yeah. So let me know like what you used your Arorite for. I had so much positive feedback from you guys. So many people told me about it. So many people told me so much positive things about it. So I'm so happy. Like other people, oh, and then there are also 2 ladies who started Arorite with me, and they're pregnant. So I'm happy for them. Congratulations to them. Yeah, I also do understand that Arorite doesn't work for everyone, because I've seen some feedback from people who said, oh, I drank so much, so X and X Arorite, and it didn't work for you. I understand it's a gamble. Like when you try this out, it's a gamble. It's a genuine gamble. Nobody knows if it's going to work for you or not, but we just try, because like what's the worst that could happen? Okay, what's the worst? A bottle of Arorite goes for 1,500, and I see sometimes they have an offer, it's 1,300, so you can buy it from them. What other question would you want to be answered? Shipping, I know you can use UPS. If you don't want to buy a bottle from them for $15, you can ask a friend to buy it for you and ship it to you via UPS or Aramex. Yeah, akasema UPS is in iko hapo Hilton. Yeah, it's next to Hilton if you're in Nairobi, that is. So I'll just give you some feedback of people who had Arorite. One of them said, I'm pregnant due to it, though it's what I was hoping for. I think that one I had talked about her. A lot of people say that it makes you super fertile, so you really need to be cautious. And another thing is ask Harriet or talk to them to help with a gynae's number, just so ask them questions before you visit a gynae or before you take anything. Yeah, try and ask them questions. Cramps reduce greatly. I'm on my 3rd bottle, hoping my fibroids will reduce. I'm really hoping it reduces too. Oh, she's hoping her fibroids will reduce by her 5th. I took the bottle, but it didn't help. I gave Harriet the feedback and she asked me to get more. Okay. Period days reduced from, yeah, you see this one also, her period days reduced from 8 to 4 or 5. Yeah, that's so great. And then another elephant in the room that I completely forgot to tell you guys is Arorwet completely got rid of my acne. Like, you see how flawless my skin is. Like, I used to have like acne and all that, but now it's a thing of the past. I don't have to worry about it anymore. So yeah, and a lot of you guys have been complimenting me and saying, oh, your skin looks good, your skin looks good. It's Arorite, darling, it's Arorite. So a lot of people talked about bloating and other PCOS issues. Yeah. Oh, something else I didn't mention, when I started taking Arorwet, my hunger and njaa, like before I used to feel like really hungry, and this time is the time I had started going to the gym. I used to feel like really hungry, like ile hunger pangs mpaka uwezi fikiria. So what I noticed is when I started taking it, I don't really hi, I've lost my train of thought because my battery went off, so I had to like charge it before I come back. But basically, I think I was talking about how my hunger pangs and my desire to eat, that desire has gone tremendously low. So it has so many benefits. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me the benefits you experienced when you took Arorite. It may not necessarily be Arorite, because Arorite is literally a traditional kalenjin medicine that they commercialized. So I know you may have taken the traditional Arorite just from the kalenjin, unaelewa, see this commercialized one. Just tell me your thoughts, your everything, your experiences. Let us connect in the comment section, like, so that we like learn from each other. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading your comments, and if you guys want another part of this video, I will definitely do it. So feel free to leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, like. By liking this video, you support my content. By liking this video, you support my content, and I really appreciate, and I need it right now. I need it. I'm begging for the likes. But yeah, do all the amazing stuff, and I'll see you again in my next video. Okay, bye bye, love ya. Mwah.